Hi, Brian McAvoy with Inside Out Trading here, and today we're going to talk about how even just the smallest of things, which might seem inconsequential at the moment, can be robbing you of almost half of your trading account every year. For real. So pay attention. I mean, if keeping your trading capital in your account and actually making money are important to you, take a few minutes for this video. This is going to open your eyes to something that really is critical if you're serious about making it as a trader. So, okay, what am I talking about? Well, everybody knows that when you make mistakes, especially due to emotions, that it can be very costly. I mean, sometimes, yeah, you'll hang on to a trade too long and it just blows up and it's a horrible thing. But even the little ones, I mean, what you're going to discover here in just a few minutes is how trading really demands a very high level of excellence in execution, because even consistently made mistakes can just have a huge impact on your account, and it doesn't seem like it at the time. And what you're going to learn here can also be applied to other areas of your life, and it's going to have a huge positive impact for you. That's why I'm sharing it with you, because this is stuff that otherwise might go unnoticed, or at least not given the importance that it's due. And if you're not aware of it, it's costing you in a big way without you realizing it. That's the main thing, is it's going on and you're paying a price for it, but you don't even realize it. Okay, so what am I talking about? Well, here recently I put the question out there to several different groups, my own list and other people's. Anyway, several hundred traders, and I'm asking, what's your biggest psychological challenge? And I was really not that surprised that the top two issues that people are fighting are the fear of missing out. That was the number one issue. The second one was hesitation. Most of the time, hesitating to pull the trigger. Not always. There are other forms of hesitation, but the hesitation was number two. What did surprise me was, and not that these were the top two issues, but they were the top two issues for so many traders. It's like there are a lot of different issues, people could be fighting, but these were the top two for like almost everybody. And so this is a big deal that you get them in hand, and here's why. These two thieves, and I call them thieves because they really are, they're like pickpockets. They're taking your money and they're robbing you, and you're not even realizing it. And in a huge way, this can be taking up to almost half of your account every year. You might be doing a lot of things really right, beating yourself up because you're not making money, and you don't realize that it's these two issues that are the problem. Here's what I'm talking about. Okay, let's say that for the most part, you're doing pretty good. You're settled down. You're most of the time, the great majority of the time, you're sticking to your system. You're doing what you're supposed to do. You got your risk management that you adhere to, only 2% per trade, maximum risk per trade, and you're sticking to that fairly religiously. If you only make one mistake per month due to each of these issues, fear of missing out, which means, and usually the result of that one is, you wind up jumping into a trade that you shouldn't, or staying in a trade too long, but you're jumping into something where your rules say no, you're not supposed to. And of course, hesitation. If you're hesitating to pull the trigger, you're either missing out on the opportunity altogether, or you're killing the timing. So let's take a look at this. Let's say you just make one time per month. You chase a bad trade. You're sitting there. You're just feeling kind of anxious. You haven't had any setups in a while, or for whatever reason, and you're just you're anxious to get in. Or maybe it's some revenge trading. You've had a few losses and you're kind of hurt, and you want to make that money back anyway. Whatever your motivation is, it's that fear of missing out. You know the opportunities are there, and you want to jump in, and so you jump in on a trade, and it goes south on you. Now, you've got your risk management in there, so you only lose 2%, okay? So that's one trade this month where you lost 2%. And let's say, at some other point during the month, there's another one where you're kind of nervous, maybe you're not feeling good, you're uptight, the bad trades are replaying in your head, and you hesitate. And you miss the window of opportunity, of right timing to get in on a trade. And so you get in, and again, it only costs you 2%. Okay, so you've had two trades now where it cost you 2% each. So that's two trades at 2% each. That's 4% you've lost this month. Well, if you do that every month throughout the year, you only make one mistake each, 2 mistakes total each month, 2 mistakes out of the entire month. The rest of the month, you're trading as absolutely best you can, and you only make 2 mistakes that only cost you 2% each. Well, again, that's 2% times 2 mistakes each month, so that's 4% per month. Well, 4% times 12 months, that's 48% of your account. Simple math. So again, this is why with trading profitably really demands that you have a very high level of excellence and extreme risk management. And I mean, you really got to have you got to be running a tight ship. This is not something where you can jump into it casually and say, oh, I want to make some money. No, because one or two mistakes, even if you only make one mistake per month that costs you 2%, well, times 12, that's 24% of your account. On a $10,000 account, that's $2,400. One mistake a month has cost you. If you're making two mistakes a month, if you jump in, you chase one bad trade for the fear of missing out, or you hesitate and you miss your window of opportunity on another trade, and they each only cost you 2%. And understand, a lot of times mistakes, they cost you more than the 2% that you would like to keep it to. So being conservative, two mistakes a month. Out of all the trading that you do, only two mistakes a month can be costing you 48% of your account. Well, that's huge because, gosh, let's say you're trading and for the most part you are doing well. Yeah, you make your money, you hand it back. And so, yeah, if you're handing back 4% a month, well, if your system is geared to only make, say 4 or 6% a month, well, you're either handing back all or most of your profits with just a couple of mistakes. Now, why do I bring this to your attention? Am I trying to rattle you a little bit? Yeah, hopefully, if you are treating this casually or you're downplaying the importance of really excellent, good execution, and not just good execution. A lot of people think that it's just discipline. If I've got a good system, if I just be more disciplined, everything will be fine. No, sometimes there's more to it than just being disciplined. Sometimes you got to take a look at your system, and is your system proper? There are lots of other things, moving parts of being a trader aside from your system and being disciplined. There are lots of other moving parts. There are lots of ways to lose or not make money in trading. You know this from experience. So trading as an occupation really, again, it demands a high level of excellence in your execution. You've really got to have all the moving parts working together, working well, all of them individually working well. And it's absolutely critical. Now, especially the emotional mistakes. I mean, because your system, it's going to have winners and losers. It's not going to win all the time. It's hopefully not going to lose all the time, but it's not going to win all the time. But even if you're doing this, like I said, a couple of times a month where you're handing back 4% or 5% or 10% of your account, the mistakes added up over the year can be crushing. And you can be doing so many things right. You can be putting in the right effort. And man, you're staying disciplined so much of the time, and you're only making one or two mistakes a month. And it's from a percentage wise, it's pretty good. It's really good. But in trading, really good might not be good enough. You've really got to have yourself and what you're doing and your mindset and your composure and your emotional state. You've got to have everything really. You've got to be bringing your A game every single day. 1 or 2 day, off days a month can be costing you half of your trading account a year. So again, this is it's very much a performance-based occupation. You've got to be bringing your A game. Okay, so why am I bringing all this up? Well, if you are trading it casually, let's say you've been at this for 4 or 5 or 8 years, and it's still not anywhere close to where you want to be, or maybe you've gotten to where you're break even, maybe you got a profitable month here and there, but it's still far from where you want it to be. Yeah, I'm wanting to give you a little bit of a shake here, so that it's like, hey, change what you're doing, because what you're doing really isn't getting you where you want to be. Here's what I'm talking about. As far as dealing with the psychological issues, again, there are lots of moving parts. Most traders are not given adequate training when they first start out to both be properly equipped from a hard side of the business, to also have a proper handle on things and really be properly prepared, mentally and emotionally. So you're starting off at a double disadvantage, because, like I said, most people when they start out trading, they're not getting the proper preparation and the proper start to it all. So you start off at a disadvantage, and then you start off with a bunch of bad experience, and establishes a whole bunch of just horrible stuff, mentally and emotionally, habitually, psychologically. And it's really important that that you address this, that you fix what's broken or is not working right, kind of undo the things that have gone wrong, that went wrong at the beginning and early on in your trading career, and get all that stuff so that you've got a proper foundation, And that by itself will attend to a lot of the psychological issues, but you also need some help, more than likely. It's really hard, really tough to do it by yourself, as far as dealing with, okay, yeah, the bad experiences, the emotional response patterns, the behavioral patterns, the habits, the beliefs, the bad experiences, the associations, the triggers. I mean, there's a whole pile of stuff that can mentally really make this excellent level of trading very difficult. And so what I do, and if you want my help, I'd be glad to help you out. You can just click the link below. There's a little bit more information about that. But it really is just paramount that, yes, you attend to these issues, because if you're really only at 90%, that's probably not good enough to really have you where you want to be. This is an occupation where, man, it's performance, and you've got to be bringing your A game every day. I'm not doing this because I want to, create a negative for you in your day. I'm hoping to really give you a positive, epiphany here, so that you can get things turned around and say, yeah, okay, what I've been thinking, the way I've been looking at it hasn't been working. Here's a different way to look at it, and yeah, I need to bring my A game, and I want to bring my A game because I really want to make this work. I mean, you're trading for a reason. You're not trading just because you got too much time on your hands. You're doing this because you want to make it work. You want that money. You got things to do with that money, whether it's retirement or a lifestyle or an inheritance for your kids or supporting your church or whatever. And I know you want to make this work. So it's providing you with a different perspective and a little bit more seriousness about it, as far as the serious, not just, I seriously want to make money, but seriously really be a true professional and really be good at this, so that, yes, you do realize the money and the benefits and all that comes with it. As far as, when trading's working right, it's fantastic. This is one of the best occupations, best businesses to be in. And when it's not, man, it can suck. And for most traders, because they don't understand this, the importance of these things, they coast, or they don't get the help that they need to really, get it to the level that you need to. So again, check out the link below if you'd like my help. If you want to get help from somebody else, fine, but don't just keep going, wrestling with the bear and getting all beat up and torn up every year and losing half of your account every year. Attend to this, get some help, make things better, and you'll be glad that you did. Invest in yourself, invest the time, invest the money in yourself, becoming more and more of a really excellent trader, a very professional, very skilled, very knowledgeable trader, so that when you bring it, yes, you're bringing your A game and you're kicking butt and taking names and getting that paycheck that you want. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope this has been, somewhat of a good motivator for you. And again, this is all well within your capability. It's recognizing that those little mistakes, even if it's only 1 or 2 a month, can be costing you in such a huge way. Let's attend to this, fix this, so that, all the things that are going right, you see more fruits from those efforts and those labors and all that you're putting into this. So again, it's Brian McAvoy with Inside Out Trading. Talk to you soon. Cheers.